I found a hidden Atlanta suburb with excellent schools, plenty of things to do, good economy, and the home prices are only around 375,000. This city is super affordable and it's not far from Atlanta. What's up, y'all? My name is Victor with Atlanta Suburban Living, and we put out videos every week about what it's like to live in Atlanta. Very often people ask me about an area of Metro Atlanta where the home prices are still very affordable and you can get, good economy with plenty of jobs and lots of things to do or really good schools. But the truth is that those two things are hard to find. Typically in the areas of Metro Atlanta that have the best public schools or a lot of jobs and a lot of economy, those areas are going to have higher home prices. Areas like Alpharetta or Johns Creek or Marietta, where the average home price is like $700,000 or $800,000. And so those areas are unfortunately not nearly as affordable as some of the other parts of Metro Atlanta. On the flip side, you can find these areas that are like super affordable, $300,000 for a house, and then they've got like the schools that are absolute trash, or like there's a lot of crime in the area or whatever it might be. And so you have to really be careful. You don't want a super affordable area at the cost of giving up all of the other parts of community and safety and lifestyle. And so it's hard to find an area that has both the excellent home values and the excellent area. But I found this amazing suburb that almost nobody thinks about. In fact, I live very close to this suburb, and it's just an area that's kind of forgotten because it's a small town. And so we really need to talk about this area where you can get homes at 350, 375, and you can find a good area here. Not only are the public schools here really good, we have Kemp Elementary School is an 8 out of 10 according to greatschools.org. Loving Good Middle School is a 7 out of 10, and Hillgrove High School is a 9 out of 10 here. All of these school ratings come from greatschools.org, but there are definitely a lot of different sources for where you find the ratings for schools, and all of these different sources have a different opinion. So greatschools.org is just the one that we mainly use here on the channel, but the schools in this area are great. And then in addition to that, there's also a really big economy right around this area that I'm talking about. We have headquarters of Home Depot is right around there, UPS, Lockheed Martin, 3 to 4 major hospitals are within 30 to 45 minutes of this area. So lots of jobs, lots of economy. Like this isn't the area where it's super stagnant and they're not doing new projects. There's always some kind of new thing going on around here because there are plenty of people with lots of jobs, and there's, plenty of tax money going to these cities and these counties. And so because of that, you're seeing lots of growth in this area. The city that I'm referring to is definitely going to surprise you because it surprises most people. And I'm going to tell you the name of the city, but really quick, we need to understand that I just looked up on the MLS here in Georgia. In the last 60 days in this city, the average home is selling for $375,000. There are homes as low as $325,000 or $350,000 here in this area, and you can find like a 5-bedroom, 3-bath home on an acre of land for like $500,000 in this area. It is absolutely mind-blowing the amount of homes and the affordability of the homes here in this area. And in addition to that, because many people just don't know of this area, there's not really like a lot of demand. There's not a lot of buyer competition for homes in this area either. Again, in the last 60 days, the average amount of time that a home is on the market here is like 18 days. This is really great for buyers, especially compared to areas like Alpharetta, where most homes go under contract in like 7 days, or Marietta, where most homes go under contract in like 12 days. So 18 days is plenty of time, and it shows that there's not a lot of buyer competition here. This means you're not going to be getting into a multiple offer situation, or you're not going to have to like overpay for homes. You can get a good deal in this area. And the city that I'm referring to is Powder Springs. The fact that really nobody knows about this is super surprising living. And I think the reason why many people are not really aware of Powder Springs is because it's a very small town next to a very large city, Marietta. Marietta is one of the largest cities in all of Metro Atlanta, and Powder Springs is directly west of Marietta. So very often people who are from Powder Springs will really just say, oh yeah, I'm from Marietta. It's like when you're from an area of the US and you may be living near a major US city. And so maybe people don't know about this smaller town that you live in. Like if I'm talking to somebody from another state, I'm saying, oh, I'm from Atlanta. Even though I don't live in Atlanta, I live in Marietta. We often refer to that bigger city where that town is located. And so very often people who are from Powder Springs just say that they're from Marietta. But the fact is that Powder Springs is actually very different than Marietta. Lower cost of living in Powder Springs, great schools in that area. And so also on the map, you don't really see it as clearly because Marietta is so large. Like if you pick an area right around there, northwest Metro Atlanta, Cobb County, which is where Powder Springs and Marietta are located, chances are you're going to find Marietta, but Powder Springs is a small pocket right there, right around Marietta, where you can still find affordable homes. In addition to all that, it's a very safe area, very low crime in Powder Springs. There are lots of young families who live in this area who have found the affordable homes, and they're there for the excellent schools and the safety. And so lots of family-friendly activities, a very family-friendly environment there in Powder Springs. And the community in general is great there. I live about 20-30 minutes from Powder Springs, and we regularly go to that area. My in-laws live very close to that area. Definitely one of the best parts or the best areas in all of Metro Atlanta. Now, of course, Powder Springs does have some downsides, and we want to make sure that we're giving a very clear picture of these cities. I don't want to just like gloss over the downsides of any city. Any city is going to have its good and bad. So I'm going to tell you what the downsides are of Powder Springs, but I want to make sure that you understand it's very important to us that we paint a clear, transparent picture of these cities so that you know what you're getting into if you're considering moving to any of these areas. In fact, if you're thinking about moving to Powder Springs, feel free to call, text, or email me anytime. I'm the one who answers those phone calls and those text messages, and I'd be happy to help with your moving needs. But some of the downsides of living in Powder Springs is that it is a small town. It is kind of rural. It's not like Marietta or Atlanta where you're going to be able to walk to the grocery store, walk to the downtown area. It definitely will make you car dependent if you live in Powder Springs. You'll have to drive to anything around there. And then while there is economy and big businesses and lots of jobs very close to Powder Springs, there's not really any of that directly in Powder Springs. Again, Marietta provides a lot of these jobs and economy, and that's a 5 to 10 minute drive from Powder Springs to Marietta. But if you are wanting to live in the same place as you're working, Powder Springs is not really great for that. So while it is very family friendly and very quiet and safe, it is kind of considered to be far out there a little bit. Some people really want that super busy, active lifestyle. Powder Springs is not a great area for that kind of busy, active lifestyle, more so for families who are wanting to settle down. And it's not just the homes that are very affordable. In general, the cost of living is very affordable in this city. And I made an entire video outlining the very low cost of living in Powder Springs. You can check out that video right here. I'll see you in the next one.